The man who built Peperidge Hall, Christopher Robert Jr., had an ancestry that would be hard for any man to live up to. Daniel Robert, Christopher's fifth great-grandfather, was a direct descendant of Count Robert II, the Duke of Normandy. The Duke was the son of William the Conqueror, William I, King of England. Christopher Jr.'s fifth great-grandfather, Daniel, was born in La Rochelle, France. This Daniel Roberts was a member of a Protestant group, the Huguenots. They eventually immigrated to America, setting up the town of New Rochelle, New York. Moving 4 generations forward, Christopher Robert Jr.'s grandfather was Dr. Daniel Robert. He had graduated from Columbia University in 1763. After college, he began studying medicine with Dr. Ogden in Jamaica, Long Island. From there, he went to the Isle of Dominican, West Indies, to set up a medical practice, seemingly making his fortune as a doctor, $25,000 a year, almost $1 million in today's money. Dr. Daniel Robert returned to America after the Revolutionary War. His first wife had died. His fortunes grew from this point. By 1788, he had purchased 3,000 acres in Mastic, New York. Land was at a discount. Many loyalists lost their land holdings. Dr. Robert took advantage of the fire sale. It was really one of the spoils of war. Dr. Robert married his second wife, Mary Woodhull Smith. The Smith family's connections added a great deal of status and wealth to the Robert family. The Smiths of Mastic were Revolutionary War heroes. When Colonel William Tangier Smith was assigned to America years before the Revolution, he would eventually own 40,000 acres in eastern Long Island. He built the Manor of St. George. The Smiths of Mastic mostly became Revolutionary War heroes. Judge William Smith, 1720 to 1799, married Ruth Woodhull. One daughter, Mary, married Dr. Daniel Robert. Dr. Robert and Mary had 5 children. Son Christopher Robert Sr. was born in the Mastic estate in 1802. This estate was the old Richard Floyd estate. Dr. Daniel Robert left his estate in Mastic to his grandchildren, Christopher Jr., Frederick, and Mary. The area was known as Roberts Point. Christopher Robert Jr.'s dad, Christopher Robert Sr., started as a business person importing sugar, tea, and cotton from the West Indies. Christopher Robert Sr. had set up a shipping network that started with his ownership of the Roberts store on the north side of the East River and Brooklyn Harbor. This central location allowed Roberts to provide easy access to markets in the Northeast. With his success, Robert Sr. expanded his business empire to include lots of real estate holdings and other businesses. He started and owned a large coal and iron company, Robert and Williams. Christopher Robert Sr. was one of the most successful businessmen in New York. At his death in 1878, his empire was valued at over $10 million, about $300 million in today's money. Robert Sr. also traveled the world and pursued many philanthropic causes. He set up and endows Robert College in Turkey, the largest American college outside the continental United States. So that's just a part of the rich history and ancestry of the Robert family. The influence of the Robert ancestry in the construction of Peperidge Hall is glaring. Christopher Robert Jr. made many trips to France after his first wife's death. He purchased much of the furniture and even the crafted walls and fireplaces from French chateaus. The eventual destruction of Peperidge Hall is even a far greater loss. There was another reason for the construction of Peperidge Hall. The Long Island Railroad had arrived at the South Side Sportsman Club in 1866. Christopher Roberts joined the South Side Club in 1873. The rise of the Gilded Age had begun, and the competition between the robber barons was fierce. Christopher met and married Julia Remington Morgan in 1875. Christopher Roberts Sr. passed away in 1878 and left Robert Jr. part of his fortune, also his estate in Mastic, Doctor's Point. In 1880, Christopher Robert Jr. purchased 749 acres from William Nichols. By 1881, he had accumulated 1,400 acres along the Great South Bay east of the Vanderbilt estate. Then in 1882, he had Edward Ficken build the couple a country hunting lodge. The lodge was just the start. He then engaged Ficken to design Peperidge Hall. In 1889, it was built, a gift for his wife and a home for all of his French estate purchases. By the way, Christopher Roberts never called the estate Peperidge Hall. By most accounts, he called it La Rochelle. So the construction of Peperidge Hall began in 1886. The then happy couple moved in by 1890. Coming soon, Part 2.